It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to jump on that gigantic, sharp, interactive board. I want to share my thoughts on Konica Minolta's 121st Ordinary General Meeting of Shareholders. I got to ask Konica Minolta a question as I start today's episode. What kind of snacks do you serve at these shareholder events? Because I'm thinking it has to be edibles. I mean, it has to be edibles. I don't know if edibles are legal in Japan, but I'm thinking, how in the world are these shareholders getting through this meeting? I mean, believe in any of this stuff without some kind of, well, pretty good snack, if you know what I mean. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Konica Minolta, they just ended FY 2024, ended March 2025. They were over $400 million in the hole. And so I'm going through, the information they provided about their shareholders meeting, and I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell? So without any further ado, let's jump on the board. The first thing I would suggest that Konica Minolta change their logo and put more red in it. Maybe they should have more red in it. Take those white lines in the globe they got there and make them red, and make Konica Minolta's name in red, because it would match their financials more. I mean, folks, I'm reading this information. Here's a note from the CEO. And I mean, when the gentleman says that they want to return to a highly profitable company, the whole rest of the report becomes uncredible, because I don't even know if they know that they haven't been a highly profitable company for a long, long time. What year are they going back to? I mean, I know that Konica Minolta invents some pretty good equipment, right? I mean, they got some pretty interesting stuff out there. Remember the workplace hub? And I'm thinking, well, maybe they've invented some kind of time machine that's going to take them back like 80, 90 years when the company was highly profitable. Because I got to tell you, over the last 15, I don't see any time at all it was a highly profitable company. So I'd like to know exactly what they're thinking when they think about highly profitable. Folks, I went back to the year 2009. 15 years. Konica Minolta has never been a highly profitable company in 15 years. And of course, since 2020, it's been a train wreck mess. I mean, you could almost include 2019. They had a 0.8% operating profit. But seriously, what are they talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, they've only been over 6% operating profit twice in 15 years. Do they think that a highly profitable company is 6% operating profit? I mean, holy smokes, if that's the case, I mean, those peers they have that are crushing it in the 9% and 10%, I mean, they must be like super highly profitable. Konica Minolta, I just don't know what you're talking about here. And folks, I got to share something with you. I wanted to look at Ricoh, and I could only go back to the year 2015 with Ricoh. That's 10 years. Here's something a little scary for Ricoh, because we know that Konica Minolta is basically a train wreck mess financially. I mean, seriously, the last 5 years have been a mess. But when you look at Ricoh, over the last 10 years, you've only hit above 4% operating profit twice. And you never hit it in the last 5 years. And you never hit 5% in the last 15 years. So if Ricoh, you should be looking at Konica Minolta and you should be saying to yourself, holy crap, Konica Minolta actually outperformed us in operating profit ratio up until the company went to hell. And the question is, if they were outperforming us up till the company went to hell, are we going to go to hell if we drop the ball bigger and quicker than Konica Minolta? And I've been asking that question to Ricoh for a long damn time. But Ricoh, when you look at this side by side, I got to tell you, if I was Ricoh, I'd be scared. Because Ricoh, yeah, you're squeezing out some operating profit right now, but ain't much. And our friends at Konica Minolta were more profitable than you before they went to hell back in the year 2020. Just something to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, they talk about a V-shaped recovery at Konica Minolta. I'm thinking to myself, a V-shaped recovery. I put a visual together because Konica Minolta, you're like at the bottom of the V and you already fell out. I mean, what is a V-shaped recovery? I mean, you're going to get to 2%, and that's a V-shaped recovery. Oh, super! If we can maintain 2.5% for 5 years, that'll be our V-shaped recovery. Is your V-shaped recovery? You're going to buckle down, do whatever it takes, make some serious adjustments to that company, and get up to 8% operating profit. That'd be a hell of a V-shaped event. But, ladies and gentlemen, at Konica Minolta, I don't know if you could get back in the V, let alone have a V-shaped recovery. Folks, I'm looking through this thing. They talk about their vision. they say they have 6 values. And I'm looking at these 6 values, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe if you were more honest with yourself, Konica Minolta, and you really applied yourself to these values, you could actually become a highly profitable company. But I think you should start saying we want to become a highly profitable company. I don't think you should be saying we want to go back to being a highly profitable company, because like I said, that hasn't happened for a long damn time. But in your values, you talk about open and honest. Really open and honest. You talk about customer-centric. Well, if you were customer-centric, wouldn't you have like a robust A4 platform? Just bringing it up. You talk about innovative. I would ask Konica Minolta, it's okay to be innovative. You got to be innovative. But everything you're kind of innovative with seems to kind of fall apart. Had a lot of innovations, ringing the bell and satisfaction, but then they weren't really market worthy, maybe. Passionate. Well, look, at the end of the day, a lot of folks in our industry can be passionate, but that doesn't mean that they're realistic. I mean, we got some old folks that are real passionate, that are real delusional in their optimism based on that passion, but doesn't really help them and doesn't help those they're trying to help. Inclusive and collaborative. Inclusive and collaborative. Are you really inclusive and collaborative? I mean, do you invite everybody to your press conferences? I know here in America you don't. I mean, do you really want to get to the bottom of things? Do you really want to have the pressure of tough questions asked to you? That's what I'm thinking about when I think about inclusive and collaborative. And accountable. Really? Accountable? Let's talk about accountability. You know, you can see the bull taking a poop. And every time I talk about this business contribution profit that Konica Minolta are sharing with us now, of course I call it bullshit. It's a distraction. Instead of our operating profit, look at our business contribution profit and ignore the operating profit. The whole thing makes no sense, right? But is that accountability? Really? Is it accountable when you're going to change the way you report the numbers? Yeah, let's mix more stuff together. It'll be harder to figure out where we're failing. Instead of let's really separate it out and hold ourselves accountable, not only to ourselves, but to the public, to the investor. So at the end of the day, Konica Minolta, I think you need to reevaluate those 6 values and ask yourself, are we being true to those values? Folks, you know, Konica Minolta, they're talking about all these exciting things they do. And when you read, I guess it would be their innovation, it's really just a big word salad most of the time. And I've kind of made fun of it in some satire, but I mean, you read this information and it's just like, what the hell are you talking about? Not only that, you can't be talking about DWDX and all the fantastic things it's going to be doing if you don't share all the details around the numbers and profitability. Otherwise, it really is just a word salad. When you bring your friends from Key Point Intelligence to your U.S. headquarters, you know, to give you some awards so you can plaster it all over the media, right around the same time your FY 2024 financials are hitting the streets, which obviously are a train wreck mess. So let's distract everybody with these Key Point Intelligence awards. Is that being honest? Is that being accountable? Or is that just adding more words to the word salad? Ladies and gentlemen, you can't address things that are not clearly defined. Let me read their based on our philosophy. The creation of new value. The company aims to contribute to solving customer societal challenges by leveraging imaging technologies to co-create value with customers across a wide range of industries and business types. Seriously? Konica Minolta, your number one objective should be to increase that profitability. Not just saying it, but actually doing it. And it's hard to believe you're going to do it when you talk about returning to a highly profitable company when you can go back a long damn time, 15 years, and say, really? In closing, who believes Konica Minolta will become a highly profitable company? I don't. And until Konica Minolta can figure out how to be more honest with themselves, I don't think they ever will be a highly profitable company. And as a matter of fact, I still believe that Konica Minolta will find itself out of the business, out of that print business, and maybe some of the other things they do as well. Because everybody watching me knows this: status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck there, and I'll see you all tomorrow.